The hero. Great header by Gelhardt. Rafina, can he get in? Rafina's in! Rafina goes on the keeper. He's taking Gelhardt! Joe Gelhardt scores for Leeds United! Oh yes! Gelhardt is the hero! And the place has just gone absolutely crazy! It's Leeds United 2, Norwich City 1. Get in there, Joffy!
I just thought I'd let everybody relive that, courtesy of Bryn Law. Everybody loves a bit of Bryn, don't they? And yeah, what a moment that was. Of course, I'm reacting here to Leeds United's absolutely very, very important 2-1 win against Norwich City. Any which way, we did it. We needed these 3 points. We absolutely did. We got them, Leeds fans. We finally got them. And what is it like to win a game of football? Well, that is absolutely what it's like. We'd absolutely missed that feeling since January. 56 days it's been since Leeds United last won a game of football. That is obviously 8 games ago. 6 defeats in a row. 4 games without a goal even. That's 374 minutes of football before we scored. Rodrigo hit the net against, obviously in the game on Sunday, who opened the scoring, of course, on Sunday for Leeds United. But yeah, look, it's been a long time. So it feels like a long time before we finally won a game of football. It's been a long way, and it was so important against bottom team Norwich City. It didn't matter who we were playing against, we just needed those 3 points. So we're looking at that now today. So yeah, I'm looking firstly at a player that impressed me. Well, firstly I'll look at Jesse Marsh's comments. So Marsh has been speaking, you'll see them on the screen here. It's obviously his first win as Leeds United manager. What a feeling. He said it's an incredible feeling. His family were there for the first time at Elland Road, and they felt that atmosphere, that unbelievable, euphoric, hysteric, whatever you want to call it. It was emotional of the highest level, and that's what football gives you, doesn't it? Those last-minute winners in so important moments. And Jesse Marsh loved it by the sound of it. He spoke in length about how much he enjoyed it and everything like that. He has also had praise for the match winner, obviously young Joe Gelhardt. We all know we've been calling for Joe Gelhardt for some time as a fan base, but it's looking like he's getting these opportunities now. He did previously under the previous regime, but now under Marsh. Looks like he might be getting a few more chances, and every time he's come on, he's done something. He's lit up the crowd. The crowd get the atmosphere. They get up when Gelhardt gets ready to come on. So he impacts the play. He impacted it obviously yesterday, and like I said, Jesse Marsh, it's on the screen now, has had some very praising indeed for Gelhardt. Gelhardt himself. Obviously came out on an interview at the end of the game with Stuart Dallas alongside him. Again, it's on the screen now what he had to say. He said it was unbelievable, very, very happy to get the 3 points. He couldn't believe it when it hit the net and Elland Road just erupted. He said it went absolutely crazy, didn't it? And what a moment for him. His second goal of the season, obviously he got one at Stamford Bridge, which ultimately scored to level it, but it ultimately ended in a 3-2 defeat, obviously. So yeah, it's brilliant. It's great to see scenes like that back at Elland Road. But a player that I want to speak about, and a player that for me just deserves to have this moment, is Rodrigo. Rodrigo has taken so much stick from fans, including myself at times. When he's not played well, but for me, I was delighted for him on Sunday got himself a goal, and he's got a few goals. You know, he steps in with the odd important goal at important times in games and things like that. But he hadn't had a good game on Thursday. He'd had a terrible match, and his confidence was obviously on the floor. There's some comments that Jesse Marsh made on your screen that again. That he spoke about Rodrigo, said how important he was. He had a one-to-one chat with him in the after that Villa game, and he spoke about how sort of the senior players came together and he had a chat with them. Rodrigo, he said, is part of that council. I can't remember the words he used, but it's more of a senior council. I mean, the room must be quite crowded. To be fair, at this moment, we have quite a lot of senior players in the ranks now at Leeds United, but Rodrigo is one of them players, an important player, he really is, and he does get stick. I don't really know, like many fans, where he quite fits into the team, but hopefully under Marsh we can see him, bring out the best of him, because he was all over the pitch yesterday. He was integral to everything good that Leeds United were doing, whereas on Thursday, obviously, didn't really look interested. Sunday he looked well up for it, bang up for it. You could tell he just wanted to get, to do good for Leeds United, do well for the team, and that he did in his 60 minutes on the pitch. I did berate Marsh at the time for taking him off. I wondered why he took him off, but ultimately I think it was because he obviously he had a little bit of an injury worry. I don't think it's anything to worry about, essentially. But he said we'll have to monitor him over the next couple of days. There are some stats on your screen of Roddy's game on Sunday against Norwich, and you can see obviously got himself a goal, but he was integral to a lot of good play. And for me, I was disappointed to see him go off, but obviously he was injured, and it did seem at the time for me a little bit of a negative substitution, a more defensive substitution to bring on Robin Koch. But obviously, like I've said, Marsh cleared it up and said that maybe he had a little bit of an injury worry, so that's why he came off. Still, I think it was a little bit defensive at the time, but we won the game, so it doesn't matter. And ultimately, he made the sub in the last couple of minutes that ultimately got us, the man who got us the winner. So it swings and roundabouts. Overall, I think Jesse Marsh played the game very well tactically. I think we were spot on. We were, like I said, every single player was hungry yesterday for that win, and we finally got it. We didn't do it the easiest of ways, because I felt like first half Rafina had his chance. Stroud should have put us 2-0 up. Bamford should have put us 2-0 up. Obviously, Bamford was back in the lineup, which was fantastic to see. His first start since September, should I say, sorry. And he looked obviously a little bit rusty, understandably, but overall, he led the line very well. We have dearly missed him, obviously. It was great to see him back. Hopefully he'll get up to speed and get himself in and amongst the goals very quickly and help our club and our team towards safety in the Premier League. This is a massive step to it. This win, I believe, the confidence will soar now. We're sky high. The fans are, the players will be, the manager obviously clearly is as well. We need to obviously bring ourselves back down to earth now. There is nothing being done. We've just won a game of football, but that is a massive weight off their shoulders. That win, it's massive. But yeah, Rodrigo for me was brilliant. And Rafina as well, as my man of the match was Rafina. There's some stats coming up of his game yesterday on the screen now. I felt like he was fantastic, and Rafina for me has come under very much unfair criticisms of recent times in this barren run that we've had. Rafina in particular has been a player that a lot of negative energy has been aimed at from the fans. Unfairly for me, for sure, it's been unfair. You can tell in the way that he plays, he's passionate. That's his game. You can just see it, and I don't know why people are aiming it. Oh, he's not interested. you know, whatever, this, that and the other. He is interested. That's the way he shows it. There's passion there. Absolute passion. And you saw it when he assisted Joffy for that winner. You know, it was great to see just the way he shows it in his own way. He doesn't go off and celebrate with the rest of the team. He, you know, kicks the hoardings, doesn't he? Kicks the advertising boards and then sinks to his knees in just, you know, he's overcome with the emotion at the end of the game. And just going back to Rodrigo, you could see how much that meant to Rodrigo at the end of that game. We've all seen the pictures where he's embracing Rafina. Tears, it looks like tears on his face, in his eyes. And again, a lot of people were overcome with emotions in that game. It's an emotional day, it's an emotional winner. The way we went on to win that was absolutely unbelievable. Rafina, like I said, the stats are there for you on the screen still. He was brilliant. Very, very unlucky not to score, as he has been for me in a lot of these games in this bad run that we've had. Just, yeah, he was unlucky. He hit the woodwork twice, and it was a great move that with Bamford, where on another day that goes in and we go 2-0 up. He obviously crashes one in off the bar on that free kick as well. So Raf, for me, just keep doing what he's doing. It'll come. Whether he goes in the summer, I know Fabrizio Romano has given us an update today, really, on the transfer situation for Rafina. Apparently Barcelona have been in touch with Deco, obviously, who is his agent and former Barcelona player, isn't he? About, you know, bringing him perhaps to the new camp in the summer. Obviously, we know, and Romano reminded us, if you like, that there is Premier League interest, obviously, in Liverpool and Chelsea. Chelsea's interest is perhaps not very strong now, obviously, with this embargo going on and all sorts going on with them. It's not looking great for them. But, you know, Rafina, for me, he's great. You know, just keep doing what he's doing. There's passion there. He shows it every game, every single game he plays. He's passionate. He's going away with Brazil again for their international fixtures. So let's wait and see how he comes back with, you know, into the squad again for the remaining few games, as it will be then. 8 games. But yeah, look, Rafina for me doesn't deserve this negative energy that's been aimed at him. He will come good again and get amongst the goals. Obviously got an assist and look at that assist, it was brilliant. You know, he nicks the ball away from Williams, he rounds Krull, he keeps going to the byline and knocks it back for Gelhardt, who puts it in. Brilliant stuff. And just keep going. And the whole team for me just showed and epitomised desire and hunger to win that game of football, and we got there, and that was it. We got there eventually, and that's all that mattered in the end. The rest is history, really, isn't it? And the bare facts are we scored 2, they scored 1, but we made it hard for ourselves, and Norwich got back into the game. They didn't really have much in the first half. They had absolutely nothing in the first half, if truth be known. But second half, I felt like our subs interrupted our flow. Obviously, Bamford could only manage 45 minutes according to Marsh. Harrison, though, came on, and for me, it wasn't the right sub. Harrison got himself involved in a sort of one-on-one battle with Aarons, the Norwich City right back, and they both were booked, and it was but Marsh has said he wanted him to be a bit more aggressive on the pitch, and that's what he was doing, obviously, in that second half that he played. But ultimately, going forward, he didn't really offer a great deal, but it was great to see, in a sense, that aggression from him that has been missing, obviously, for Leeds most of the season, not just him, all the team, really. But, you know, the game is going along. At Norwich, I will put up on the screen a player that did impress me for them. They didn't really have many players that did, but I felt like the sub, the young lad, John Rowe, you know, there was no doubt that when he came on for the final sort of just short of half hour, he affected them, and he affected the way they played. He was a positive substitution. He crashed one against the bar, which on another day could have gone in at 1-0. but he did seem to lift Norwich in a positive way. So that was, let's see where he goes. He looks a positive player, but obviously, he was a bit unlucky not to score there. And then Norwich get the penalty shout, which the referee, who incidentally I thought lost complete control of the game, didn't really do it, ref it very well at all. Maybe the occasion got to him, perhaps it did, but it's never a penalty. I don't know why Aylin's going down in the box like that. He's running a risk, but ultimately you can see as the referees get the opportunity to see what we can see on the telly. The Norwich City player, he just stands on Ayling, doesn't he? And it's not a penalty, right? Call. But the game goes into the 90th minute and they score. You're thinking, come on, Leeds, see it out now. We needed that second goal. We really did, because it's Route 1 football, really. Gibson pumps the ball up to Pookie on the right wing position. He puts it in first time, and there is Kenny McLean to finish off. And Elland Road is just in disbelief. We've thrown it away, Leeds, and ultimately it's looking, everybody's thinking, crikey, we're going down now. 24 points is not good enough. We ended the day on 26. It was fabulous at the end. Joffy comes on immediately when they score. You can see it if you've seen the bench cam that they've got on the YouTube channel there now. You can see Joffy as soon as they score. He's getting his top off. His shirt comes. He's there. He's ready. He's stripped off, ready to go. And come on, he comes on, and ultimately, what a difference he makes. What a difference he made. He, Melier pumps that ball up again. But he's got no right to win that header. No right at all to win that header. He does. He wins it off ahead of Ben Gibson. Rafina nicks past Brandon Williams, who incidentally I thought did okay really for Norwich. He passes Krul to the byline, squares it to Joffy, who's got an open net. He must have been licking his lips at the thought of that. He pops it in, and then mayhem. Absolute mayhem. Let me know in the comments how you felt. What were you doing in that? How loud did you scream when that goal went in? How mad did you go? Let me know in the comments there. But it was a wonderful way to win the game, and I've seen people say, well, wasn't it right that we let in that equaliser just to win it like that? Well, it doesn't do your heart any good, doesn't do your health any good, like that Leeds United game. But that's the way Leeds United do it, isn't it? More often than not, and we were treated to that again on Sunday, weren't we? But it was a brilliant win. It was much needed. Leeds United now sit 4 points above 18th place Watford, who unfortunately won on Sunday, but you can't do anything about the other team's results. So they won. We're now 4 points above them, and we march on to Wolverhampton Wanderers and Molineux on Friday night. Can we get a result? Can this Norwich win just catapult us into into 2 wins from 2 and safety ultimately? Just incidentally, a shout out as well to Melier for making that last minute save, even when we've gone 2-1 up. Krul goes up, he gets a touch on, and Timu Pukki, who often scores against Leeds, doesn't he? He pokes it on, and Melier just, I don't know what part of his body it hits, but the most important bit is it stays out of the goal, and ultimately we win the game. That was so important. Another shout out to Diego Llorente, for me, was absolutely wonderful at the back there yesterday. Won everything, and there was a point where he was almost scrambling on the deck, on the floor, to get the ball. So many times it seemed to go past him, then he got it back, and he was on the floor, but he eventually retrieved it, and he showed that grit, that determination that I spoke about, that we saw from Leeds United, that we want to see every single game now going forward. We need that from Leeds. We need to see just everything. They gave it everything. It was wonderful. It was a wonderful way to win a football game, wasn't it? But let me know. Like I said, we march on to Friday night. I'll be looking at it in my preview a bit later on in the week. So let stay tuned for that. And just before I go, I put a lot of effort into these videos and everything like that. And if you could, like I said, just subscribe to the channel, like the video. Let's get the channel and grow the channel now, and let's see where we can take it. But thank you very much for sticking with me. I've gone on for 20 minutes here, but thanks very much for everybody's time. Thanks for watching. We'll march on together. I'll see you on the next one.